start out today just with the 1 or 2 hands on your belly, thumb resting on your navel, the other fingers just below the navel. And I was watching a video clip this morning with Eckhart Tolle. He was talking a little bit about ego. And ego is actually who you think you are. Your job, how much money you have, possessions you have, your relationships, all the labels that you have of who you think you are. And we tend to want to protect who we think we are, or we want to be something that we're not in the moment, and that causes us stress. Your ego is just thoughts running through your head. Memories, who you think you are, who you think you should be. So that you keep repeating those thoughts in your head. Sometimes they're not nice thoughts. So you can be very mean. Talk yourself out of anything there where you might fail, because your ego doesn't want to be a failure. It's not, you are not a failure. You may have failed, but you are not a failure. So yoga, first verse of yoga says, now we do yoga. The second verse says, yoga is to calm the spinning of your mind. So all the thoughts that run through your mind, and I don't know if you notice it or not. When you're doing yoga, the mind calms down. And you don't worry as much.
Dorinda?
Yes?
I couldn't hear you because of the music.
Okay, I'm trying to turn it down. The yoga is to calm the spinning of your mind. So that you can remember better who you are, truly are. And in Kundalini yoga, they say Satnam. Satnam means true self. True self, best version of you. Still talking. Keep watching your breath. Relax the face. So I'm in a coaching weekend this past weekend. And I had a group of women. Men were somewhere else. And I asked them, who is a woman that you know or that you admire? And why do you admire her? I was getting different answers. Obama, Oprah Winfrey, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then at lunch, someone asked me the same question. What about you? Who do you admire and why? A bunch of names were going through my head. Family, mother, grandmother, blah, blah, blah. I didn't say it. She's like, I'm still waiting. I said, I don't know yet. Probably said through the next half hour about 5 times, still waiting. And then I knew, but I didn't want to say it. Because I felt like it's my ego. It wasn't my ego. She said again, I'm still waiting. Who is it? And I said, me. And I think that that's what yoga helps me to do, is be proud of who I am. Not proud in a way of ego, but that I love myself enough to say, I'll do the right thing if nobody else understands. And I want all of us to get to the point where you are the one that you admire and you love who you are right now. And what is it that you admire about yourself? Just take a few minutes, a few moments right now. When you're giving from a place of abundance, a place of love, a place of self-love, what are you giving? What are you doing? And how does that recharge you? Especially in this area, second chakra, that's what we're, that's why I have the hand here as well. Because it's the source of self-love in a way. And what have you been courageous enough to walk away from? What habit have you been loving enough to stop doing? To make a shift in your life? To be love? To be light? To honor yourself? And then the spinning of the mind, the thoughts that say you're not good enough, you're not experienced enough, you don't know, you don't look right, you don't have what it takes, fade away. And I'll do it anyway. Even when I don't know what's going to happen or what the result will be, I trust and go anyway. Because the fears, the thoughts, my ego has faded. And my true self, the energy of love, has risen above the fear. I want you to let your fingertips touch the ground if you're there, but try and keep the spine long, go around your back if you do that. And we're going to start the Ujjayi breath, which is the sound in the back of the throat. Relax the face, lift the chest, lift the heart. Let the eyes melt back by shifting the chin back softer. And then a 5-second inhale and a 5-second exhale. Making sound in the back of the throat. So this sound is a mantra. Gives your mind a job. So part of what yoga is just giving your mind a different job so that those thoughts, which cause your ego to worry if it's going to be accepted or loved or enough, fades into the background. Doesn't mean it's not there, it just means it's not in charge anymore. And you can start watching those thoughts. Ah, there it goes again. And be love anyway. So on the next breath, I want you to take your arms out in front of you and make a fist with your hand palms facing up. Keep the chest lifted. Your hands are separate. And you're going to pull your right elbow in beside your armpits. Inhale, exhale. Left elbow in, exhale. Keep going. Powerful breath. Keep the chest lifted. Keep the spine long. So sometimes we do exercises, we do movements, we do things that we think, this is too difficult, I can't keep going anymore. But we keep going anyway. Not to injure ourselves, but to pass what your mind is telling you is possible. If you listen to everything your mind tells you, you will suffer a lot. So yoga for me is a way of turning off those fears, turning off the stories that my mind tells me. Keep going. You can go so much further than your mind can tell you you can. Almost there. Try and straighten the elbows out in the front. Keep the breath powerful. Three, two, one. Keep the arms reached out in front. Open the hand palm. Relax the face. Notice energy. Drop the shoulders. Take a few deep breaths. You're feeling energy in your hand. Let the arms float out to the side. You can keep the eyes closed or keep on one focus point. Arms almost feel supported as they float out to the sides. Keep lifting the chest. Feel the energy in your hands. Open, open, open. Allowing the hands to slowly come down, and they may not want to come down. So that the backs of the palms rest on the knees. Watch the energy, I'm telling you. When you notice the energy like this and you can feel it, the mind calms down. And you can direct it. You can heal yourself first, because that's what the energy is flowing through. And in order for you to be able to support or heal or love anyone, you need to do it to yourself first, because that's the source. So I guess we'll talk about healing yourself, loving yourself first. Maybe it's heart chakra. But it's noticing the energy of that area. Let your hands float up to your heart, elbows bend. Hand palms touch in prayer pose. Setting an intention for you to admire yourself, for the qualities that you have that are so powerful. And so when I ask who's your favorite person that you admire in the world, you proudly, full of love, say me. Not out of ego. Know the difference. We're going to tune in with Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Why? Because it helps me to remember who I am, tap into a higher wisdom, a higher love. So take a deep breath, inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, just in a sigh. Follow me and vibrate the sounds together. Here we go, deep breath. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Yeah, louder. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Last time. Om Your index fingers are going to stay up. If you're a female, your left thumb is on top of the right, and you wrap the other fingers down. Your index finger only stays up. If you're female, left thumb is on top of right. If you're male, right thumb is on top as you wrap your fingers together. You're going to raise your arms up over your head. Lift the heart, lengthen the spine, and if you can, I want you really to squeeze your elbows in a little bit. I know I normally don't do this because it tightens the shoulder, but lift the head, lift the heart, shift back a little bit, and see if you can squeeze the sides of your arms to your ears. Long, deep breaths to start. We're going to do Satnam Kriya, which is we say the word Sat and the belly pulls in. Don't think about it, it's just going to happen naturally. And then you say Nam. Satnam means true self. So it means I remember who I am in my highest and best. Follow me. Here we go. Sat Nam. 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 Keep going. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Stop the story in your head. Keep going. Sat Nam. 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 Sat. Keep going. Relax your face. Keep going. Sat Nam. 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 suck, 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 suck. 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath. Hold the breath in. Reach your arms up. And as you exhale, unwind your finger. Let the arms float down again to the side. Notice energy. Go in, go in, go in. Feel the energy around the hand. Calm down your ego. You want to calm down the fears, the thoughts running through your head. Connect to the energy. That's how you do it. Hands on the knees. You can stay on the block if you want or come off, and you're going to start a big Sufi grind. Just roll around the sit bone. Where you are, but stay connected, energetic, floating. Breath is powerful. Keep the breath. If you can control your breath, you can control your mind. So making that sound in the back of the throat, the ujjayi, is really the key to saying, no, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to follow that thought. And I'm not going to be held prisoner by my own thoughts. Come back into connection to energy, the connection to prana, the connection to my true self, where I honor and value who I am more than anybody else. Keep going. Pause and reverse the direction. Breath, coming back to center, and hold the breath in again. Roll to the front of the sit bone. Just the heart. Fingertips to the ground beside you. Bring the hands up onto the shoulders, thumbs back, fingers forward, and do a little twist here, inhaling to the left and exhaling to the right, just a few times, opening up the lower back. Going. Back to the center. You can be a little dizzy. Just pause for a moment. Find your breath again. Relax the face. melt in. And I really want you to start to understand, just by watching energy, the mind calm down. Make your way onto your hands and knees. Still with the breath. You can start a cat-cow so everybody gets here, just dropping the belly down, inhaling, and exhaling, spine for a second. And you go back and forth. Finding the flexibility of the spine connected to the flexibility of the mind. So without thinking you need to go anywhere with this, it's just you get into the flow of the moment of what you're doing. And the breath holds you there in a circle of energy, just with the movements, observing without judgment or thinking you need to be somewhere else or do something else. Melt into the moment of the energy. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. I want you to stay looking up and arching up and lift your right leg in the air and push your right heel up towards the ceiling. Try and keep your knee down and your heel above, like just straight above each other. So you're not turning your knee out to the side. Your foot is facing up towards the ceiling, flat. So flex your foot and then lift up even higher so you can feel your back turning on. Go to strengthen and open the heart. Sometimes you need to strengthen the back. Push your right heel up further. Smile. Now try and keep your knee and your foot kind of right in the same stacked position over each other, and open your right knee out to the side. Don't open your knee sideways. I want your foot right above your knee as you open out. And you're going to get the outside of your hip when you do that, and go back and forth a few times. Out to the side. Try not to just open the knee. Let the foot stay above the knee as you open out to the side. And it's not easy, but hey, you guys are magical, so you can do it. You can go as far as you can go. Keep lifting the heel up and then out to the side. Up and out to the side. Try not to strain the neck too much as you do it. You can keep the neck neutral. Get energy running on the outside of the hip. One more. And then your hands are on the ground. I want you to step, if you can, in one step, your right foot to the outside of your right hand. And then rock back and forth here a few times. Oh. Keep pushing your right knee a little bit out to the right as you do this. So it's not just knee coming in. When you push the right knee out a little bit, you feel the outer hip as well. Rock back and forth. And then we're going to keep shifting forward. And I got a few options. Maybe you just go towards the ground with your elbows. Perhaps you put your elbows on a block, but you're trying to shift your hips forward and get your body to come a little more on the inside of your right leg. Shift the hips forward even more. And if you want, another option is come on your toes on the back foot and lift the back knee from the ground while straightening the leg. And then engage muscles in your back leg as well. Long, deep breaths. So if I would want to do a split, if I would want to, 2 things have to happen. The back of my leg, the back leg, the left leg, has to let go so that the hips can drop to the ground. Now you don't want to overstretch the hip when you do that, but the back leg has to get flexible enough for the back hip to come down. Okay, come up a little bit with me here. Just hang out, we're still here. And the other thing that has to happen, and do not overstretch your hamstring. You're gonna start to slide your right foot out a little bit. You don't passively hang in this pose. There's several options that you can have here. You can even have 2 blocks beside each other now if you wanted to do that, because what we're gonna do, because it's Thursday, is come on your back toes. So you lift that back leg and you slide your front foot out a little bit. Okay, hold on, don't go too far. Lift your chest, don't round your back too much. And then all I want to see is, can you lift your hands from the ground? So you want to be strong enough to lift your hands from the ground. So you're not just passively hanging on stretching muscles. So all we're doing is taking the legs out as far as you can. And by turning on the muscles, I'm not going to overstretch my hamstring. Get it? You don't just passively hang in a pose. So lift and lower your hands a few times. Maybe you slide out a little further. Oh, lekker. Oh. So get to an edge that's really difficult, but you're not going to fall far. And have fun with it, play with it a little bit, all right? Go back and forth, and then you can come down. You can rock back and forth. If you want to try and slide the foot out, the back leg forward, the front leg back. Okay. Don't overstretch the hamstring, because this is a very nice way to do that. And then if you're all the way in it, it's hard to get out. Do that anyway. Come back, step the foot back, and you can take a cat-cow or a child's pose for a few moments. See what the body needs. Go back to the breath. Out of the story in your head. I could do this, I couldn't do this, this is hard, this is easy, look at me, I can do it, ha ha. Or I can't, why did I come to this class today? Both nice stories to tell. And when you get into the energy, you don't care. Doesn't mean you're not nice, you don't care. It just doesn't bother you if you can do it or if you can't. You still like who you are. It's already open. All you have to do is open. Then you're gonna come back up onto the hands and knees. You do a cat-cow for a few breaths. And then we're gonna take the left leg up, just hold it. Just bend the left knee, get your hips square. Your foot is above your heel. Lift your heart, but don't strain your neck. And then push your left heel up higher towards the ceiling. So the gluteus maximus turns on, and that's your ass. And then you can go up and down a few times and it turns on. You can turn your ass on. And then, if you want, we're gonna slide it out to the side, and that's glute medius. So there's the glutes. And then you go back and forth with that a few times, like keep the foot up, pushing up towards the ceiling, and then slide it out to the side, and then push it up once you get out there, maybe. Oh, yeah, all kinds of interesting things we can do to strengthen the outer hip and the lower back. Try not to take the knee out too far, Monique. And now, take your foot above your knee. So bring your knee back in and bring your foot above your knee, because that's where it's hard. If you take your foot outside or your knee out sideways, you're using a different muscle. I want you to really try that just for a few more breaths. That your foot stays above your knee as you slide it out to the side. You push it up a little higher. You feel a strong contraction. Maybe you don't like me. I don't care. I like me. Do one more. And then you're going to step it forward. So see if you can take that back foot and step it the outside of your left hand. Lift your chest, make your back flat, try not to round too much, and then rock back and forth. Do not overstretch hamstring. Keep pushing left knee a little bit out to the side. And we're going to come down a little further. Maybe you have a block that you can put your elbows on. Maybe your elbows can get to the ground. Keep your back as flat as you can when you do this, because if you round your back, you shut off energy. Lift the chest even more, flatten the back, rock back and forth. Push the knee out to the side. Option, come on the toes in the back and lift the knee in the right back leg. And then sink the hips down lower. Engage muscles in the back leg. And explore what you can do here. We're just opening the hip to start. And then, the idea, if I would want to go into a split, I often want to go into a split. Oh, if I could only do a split now, everything would be good. Remember, the back leg, the front of the back leg has to release, so that hip has to come down. You can rock back and forth a little bit with that, but engage enough so that you are going to be able to lift your arms. So don't go too far. Start to slide the left foot out, come off the back leg, and see if you can lift your hands from the ground without leaning too much on your front leg. And you're going out as far as you can. Lift your arms. And maybe you have blocks on either side of your hands. That helps to come up a little higher and do it. See if you can lift one arm or both. Your legs are working. That's the point. And so sometimes in life, we get a really hard pose. Do you ever have one in your life? Life gives you a really hard pose. I'm like, how am I supposed to not freak out and run away from this pose? The pose doesn't go away because it's there. It's part of your life, and you got to like breathe through it. So when you have a hard pose, this teaches you. And then you're going to see, if you want, you can try and slide out a little further. But ideally, you're strong enough to stop anywhere and hold yourself. Ideally. I am not. And one hamstring is often tighter than the other. So for me, this side is tighter than the other. And rock back and forth. Explore what's there. You're gonna come out of it however you can come out. And take a few breaths. Just tuning in again. Going in. Child's pose. Rock pose. Find your breath again. It's never the pose. It's never what's happening on the outside. It's how you react to it. How are you reacting to the pose? How are you reacting to what's happening in your life? I want you to come sitting on your heels if you can, if that's an option for you. Wrap your fingers together behind your back. Lift the heart, lengthen the spine. Drop the shoulders down, relax the face. We're going to exhale, take the forehead to the floor as you lift your arms as high as you can above your back. And then inhale, you come back up again. And you can even do a little bit of a stretch and a back bend when you come back up. And then exhale, you fold down, forehead touches the ground, arms lift as high as they can. Doesn't have to be fast. Inhale back up. Stretching, opening. Exhale. You want to go faster, you may. The next time you go down, stay down with your forehead on the ground with the arms lifted. Just rest there, arms up in the air. Long, deep breaths. And then you're gonna roll over your forehead and look to the right. So you're rolling your head to the left and you look to the right, but keep the arms lifted. And then roll back on your forehead, keep your arms lifted, and they tip to the side. You're rolling over your forehead slowly as your arms go from side to side, little forehead massage. Keep the arms lifted, lifting higher. You're going to release the hands down as you come back to the center. And pause. Let your arms come back beside your feet. And palms face up. Now, be careful if there's lower back issues and the lower back is weak. I don't really want you to do this hard, what I'm about to do next, because you're rounding your lower back. So if the lower back is weak, I want you to be very careful doing this. What you're going to do is you're going to take your hands and hold your heels. So your hands hold your heels. And your head tucks into your knees. So you're rounding your back. Be very careful if there's a back issue. And we're going to lift the hips in the air. This is called rabbit pose. Lift your hips in the air. And you can go back and forth a few times. Notice what's happening. Then we're going to come back up again. And for the people who have lower back issues, one of the ways you can rectify or help or put the hips back in place is to stretch the front. So we're going to work on lengthening from pubic bone up to the heart. You're going to lean back a little bit. You're going to lean back, but your chest is really arching up. And it's your chest coming up towards the ceiling and yourself making it longer in the front. The neck can stay neutral. So you don't need to take your neck all the way back because then you shut off energy. And it can also make you nauseous. Ooh, that's fun. So you can keep your chin tucked in. And if it feels okay to go back, you're allowed to. And now twist a little to the right. And then twist a little to the left from your hips. You can kind of keep the length going. And then you're going to come back to neutral again, just sitting on the heels. You may need something a little softer, a blanket, or you can just flip your mat up because we're going to come up on the heels, or on the knees, I'm sorry. You're on your knees. And so if it hurts your knees, flip your mat once or twice, or be on a blanket, or you never need to push the kneecaps hard. Long deep breath, lengthen, hands are on the hips. And I want us just to stay in a plank. So we're not really arching yet. You're going to go back just in a plank so that your stomach needs to work a little bit. Keep your neck neutral. And so you're just leaning back and everything sort of turns on so that you don't, and then you just come back to the center. And then you lean back as if you're a plank leaning back and you feel your body just kind of goes, whoa, you gotta like hold on. And then come back to the center. So the hips are going back as well. I just want you to do that a few times. Stay with your breath. Do one more. And if you need to take a child's pose in between, you can do that or just pause. When we do a back bend, when we do camel pose, your hips are supposed to your hips stay where they are. Your hips stay above the knees. So the hips stay above the knees. You could even do this facing a wall so that your hips are smack up against the wall and you keep them there. That's an option to try it. But just try and keep your hips above your knees when you do this. And what you're doing is taking your chest up towards the ceiling. So this part, the lower part of your body, stays as long as possible. I'm not just folding over and pushing my hips forward. Keep your hips above your knees when you do it. And so what you're going to do, you can start with the hands on the knees. And you can start just by reaching the chest up. The neck stays neutral. And that means that your head goes back because your spine goes back. And you're just going to go back, lifting up as high, lengthening the front. There should be no pain in the back when you do this. Now you're going to come back up to neutral again. If you feel like you want to go into child's pose for a few breaths, you can just let the back go the other direction. We're going to do this a few times. So when you're ready, and I'm not going to tell you when you have to do it, I'm going to say just come back up and do it again. Go back, but you try and keep your hips above your knees. You're stretching the front and the neck is neutral. Try and look at the wall behind you. And then you come back and you go into child's pose. These are heart openers. And so if I'm really tight on the front of my body, it's not going to let me go back. The other thing that has to happen in order for you to let go in a back bend is your stomach has to release. You're holding onto your stomach, there's no way you're getting back. We're going to do it again. If you can go further, you put your hands here. There's an option of bringing your toes up and touching your heels. That's an option. Or having your back feet flat, hands on the heels. That's an option. So I want you to find if you can go back a little further, but keep your hips above your knees. Keep stretching the front. Keep the neck neutral. The head does not need to go back. The chin can stay tucked into your chest. You lie down and grab the back stretch. In both instead, so it's less pressure. We're going to do it again. Take a child's pose in between if you like. I'm giving an option if this one isn't working for you and it's just not going to happen, to lie on your stomach, reach back and grab your feet and try and lift. We're going to do it again, and we're going to add breath of fire. Yay! Whatever option you choose. Hands on hips, grabbing heels, or lying on your stomach and lifting in bow pose. Keep your neck neutral. Get here, and if there's no inflammation in the body, no high blood pressure, start a breath of fire here. Keep going. Try and lengthen the front more. Try and stretch the front side more. And believe me, I'm doing this so nothing will ever bother you again. Keep going. Seconds, come on. Sound in the back of the throat. 3, 2, 1. Come out. Child's pose, maybe. Long deep breaths. Notice energy. It's about the energy. Everything you do is to notice how energy's flowing. If it's uncomfortable, if you're frustrated with it, if it makes you angry, you're heading the right direction. If you have a sharp stabbing pain, you're injuring yourself. Adjust. Get out. Do something different. But if it's just a little uncomfortable, and you're not injuring yourself, stay. Don't listen to your mind. What it says is okay at that moment, what isn't. See if you can stay out of expansion. I'm not saying beat yourself up. I'm saying there's a very fine line. Gently, you're going to make your way up onto your knees again. If you're stable, I want you to take your right leg out to the side. And your foot is flat on the ground. Don't overstretch your knee. So if I rotate my right leg up a little bit, so I'm rotating my leg out. I can't hyperextend my knee if I do that. If I rotate my leg in, I can hyperextend and push back. I don't want to do that. So I actually want you to rotate your right leg a little bit so that it's almost rotating out or up and back, okay? So then it gets more active and more stable. Stay, breathe. Rotating right leg out, lengthen the spine. And we're gonna keep the upper body in one plane. So you're not leaning forward or back, and you're gonna slide your right arm down past your right knee. Keep your spine long. Your left arm can stay on the hip. If you have a little more space, the left arm can go up. Keep rotating, right leg up and out. If you need to adjust the foot, don't overstretch the ankle either. Make sure you're stable. Lengthen the belly even more. Lift the heart. If there's pain in the back and you lengthen the belly, you lengthen the front, the pain will get less. Usually. On the inhale, come back slowly. Stay in the pose. Just come back to neutral. Make sure your knee is soft enough under the left kneecap. If you need more cushion, you can do that. Don't lean front or back. Same thing. Now left arm goes down, right arm goes up. Trying to stay stable here. Rotating right leg out and up. Get stable. Lengthen the front. Lift the heart even more. How can you adjust? And breathe. Don't hold your breath. Try not to put too much weight into the hand on the ground if you have it on the ground. Use your body. Hold the weight. Get stable. And then come back up again. Pull the right knee back in. Maybe you have to come down to your hands to do that. Get stable. Take a breath. Maybe you sit on your heels or take a child's pose for a moment. Notice the energy. Relax the face. Don't fight. Don't fight what's happening. Allow things to get messy. Allow it to be difficult. Allow things to fall apart. Because then you have a new space to grow. Come back up again. Get stable. Left leg goes out to the side. Rotate left leg up and out so that you don't overextend or hyperextend the left knee. Adjust the foot if you need to. See where you are. Get stable. Lengthen the front. So from chest lifts up and you get the natural curve in your back even better. Keep that. Try and be stable. Left arm starts to slide down. You can either keep your hand on your hip or raise the right arm up. Keep rotating. Leg out. Keep lengthening the front side. It's not about reaching your knee or your toe. It's about expanding out as much as you can, expanding out in every direction. So see if you can expand out in any direction any further. Can you lift the crown of your head up even more? Can you reach your arm out? Can you reach your leg away? And you expand in every direction, and then you take a deeper breath into it. Don't hold your breath. Long deep breath, one more. Keep rotating leg out, don't hyperextend the knee. And as you inhale, coming back up again, keep the leg out to the side. Pause for a second, just get back to neutral.
Lengthen, crown of the head up, keep the spine long, and then we go the opposite direction. Not leaning forward or backward, right arm goes down, maybe you keep the hand in the side, and try not to just lean down. If you're touching the ground, you're probably leaning forward. You don't need to touch the ground, because I want your body to have to work. And I'm so flexible, I would just rather fold over and lean. Not a smart thing for me to do, because I'm too flexible and not strong enough. Maybe the left arm goes up in the air. Oh, can I make more length? If your neck is tight, rotate your shoulder forward a little bit so that your elbow comes a little bit more to the front, and then the neck will release more. What direction can you expand out into? How can you get bigger? How can you stop fighting the pose and stay? Straighten your elbow if you can, just so that energy runs better out of your arm. One more breath, lengthen, expand, and then on the inhale, float back, watching energy. Making your way back, maybe your hands have to come to the ground to pull the knee in, see what works for you. And then you go back into child's pose or sitting on the heels, whatever works for you. Take a few long, deep breaths there, get back to neutral. Find a comfortable seated position again. Maybe sitting a little higher. You're going to reach your right arm out, hand palm is facing down, make a fist when you get out. And then rotate your shoulder so the fist faces up, and then pull it back. And then left arm reaches out, make a fist, up, back. So you face down, fist, up, back. Face down, fist, up, back. Down, fist. Keep going. Go faster if you can. Like you're grabbing something. Powerful. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Arms up in a V. As you exhale, your side elbows come down and hit your side ribs. Don't hurt yourself. Arms open up, fingers expand, and then fists, boom, boom, boom. Don't hurt yourself. But if you can take a hit, take it.
Sometimes it's good to be able to take a hit. Going, almost there. Last 30 seconds, keep going. Three, 2, 1. Arms stay up. Take a deep breath, hold the breath in. Lift the heart, lengthen spine, relax the face, shift the shoulders forward so the neck releases, still holding your breath. As you exhale, the arms float down. You notice anything? Notice energy at the back of the head. The arms will rest on the legs wherever they feel comfortable. You could wrap the fingers together and rest them on the belly. Could take a mudra. Find a seated, comfortable, meditative position where the head is balanced over the tailbone, the face is relaxed. Make sound in the back of the throat just a little bit. You notice energy at the back of the head. One more thing we're going to do here. Also be careful if there's high blood pressure, first 3 days of your menstrual cycle or you're pregnant. Blood pressure, you're just going to do long, deep breath. Last breath we're going to do, and I would like you to hold the breath out. So after you finished your exhale, not inhale. Pump your belly back and forth as many times as you can until you need to inhale without fighting. Have the eyes closed, you're going to inhale deeply, exhale completely. Holding the breath out, you don't have to close the throat, but you don't inhale. And you vigorously push your belly back and forth as many times as you can. Until you need to inhale without fighting. And you pause and you take a deep inhale, get back to neutral. And you exhale completely, slowly. Doesn't have to be fast. Get all the way to the end of the exhale, and then you hold the breath out, not closing the throat, you just hold it out and pump the belly aggressively as much as you can. Helps the body to release toxins. Your digestive system is like a washing machine for your internal organs. Keep going a few more times. Make sure you get all the way to the end of the exhale. One more. Stay in the energy, stay inside. Stay observing without judgment. Let every thought pass like it's a movie. It might be a really good drama movie. Once you finish pumping the belly the last time, let all effort go of the breath and it takes over. You stay in, you stay observing internally what's happening. You notice energy. See if whatever noticing you feel, the energy, you can let it expand by relaxing even deeper. See if you can feel energy at the back of your head. Allow that to expand. The more you notice energy, the less your thoughts bother you. The less your ego controls you. I'm not saying you don't do anything. I'm not saying that nothing bothers you. You don't see the direction you need to go. But the fears reduce tremendously when you stay connected to this energy. The heart can open. So who is the person that you admire the most? And why? And why? Who is that person? It is you. What do you admire about yourself? What do you love about yourself? What makes you so powerful? Step into that. It's not ego. Even stop ourselves from stepping into our own power. When you love who you are, you respect who you are, you value who you are, everyone else will do. Not everyone. Because you become light, and darkness doesn't like being exposed by light, but you also know that that's me. Who do you admire? Why do you admire you? What's so fantastic about it? The answer is love. And it melts you. What's fantastic thing about you is your ability to love. The more you tap into that self-love, the bigger you become. You open the door. You may choose to stay seated or lie down for the last few minutes. But Stay energetically observing wherever you are. Enjoying who you are. Loving who you are. My job, in a way, is to help you remember how wonderful you are when you're around. Is to help you remember that you love who you are. You're around me, around my energy, because you feel safe, you feel loved, you feel powerful. Then you take that out into the world. Loving who you are. Powerful, strong, soft, magical. And you're supported in that energy. Relax even deeper. Anything you're holding, just melt for these last minutes. Trust it. Practice trusting the energy. Who are you without all your fear? Feel them. Now the trick is, how do I preserve it? How do I take it with me? How do I stay in love with me? In my power, in the stillness in my head, in the wisdom and the courage and the love. You practice. You hang around those who light you up, who see you in your beauty, in your power, even when it scares you. Show up anyway. Start to melt away wherever you you are if you're lying down. Reaching into your arms and legs. Beautifully floating away, bending the elbows, the knees, rolling off to one side. Keep the length in the spine, lift the heart, lengthen. Allow the energy to flow, to clear, to open you, to support you. Coming up again to a seated position. I want you to bring your hand palms again to your heart. Thankful for your ability to love, to be loved, and then to give love. And the more you become love by opening your heart, the giving costs you love. Give yourself love. Admire who you are. Value who you are. Take a deep breath, inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Last time, deep breath. Close with one long sat and one short nam. Here we go. Sa